Hey guys, so we're taking another look at the WLToys 104001. I'm filming this segment in between the diff and shock maintenance video. I had ordered these a couple days ago and they just came in. It's a series of pinion gears. The stock pinion is 22 and these go from I think 25 to 30. If my calculations are correct, I should get 40 miles an hour on the 30 tooth pinion. So I'm going to give that a try. We're going to take that apart. I'm going to give that a try, and then we'll do a GPS test and see if the calculator is actually accurate and if we can get this thing to 40 miles an hour on 3S. Alright, let me take the motor out and we'll swap the pinion in and we'll take a look. I'm going to start by taking the 4 screws on this gold plate here. And I'm going to remove these 3 screws on the spur cover. There's one here, and one here. I had a little bit of trouble with this the first time I took it out to replace the to put the brushless system in. I think what might work best is to actually leave the mount in there and just take the motor out. I'm looking in there and I'm not 100% sure we can even fit a 30 tooth spur. No, there's some room in there. Not a whole lot, but there is some. We might not be able to get to 30, but I think we'll definitely be able to get more than the 22 on the factory pinion. I keep saying spur, but I mean pinion. I don't think the 30 is going to fit. This one's a 30. I don't think this one's going to fit. This one might be close. If you're trying to remove it, the motor mount is these 2 screws on the bottom. They're the ones in the center closest to the side, closest to the plastic part here. So this one and this one. Well, let's take a look at what's happening with the current spur, the current pinion. There's definitely a little bit of wear, so maybe the mesh was a tad too tight, but all in all it looks pretty good. And while I have it out, I might as well, I've been thinking about clocking the motor one turn this way so that the wires can be run more like this. So I think I'll probably do that while I have it out. So we're going to turn the motor that direction to make this face outside. If anyone watched the conversion video, I had a lot of difficulty breaking the pinion off with the factory Loctite, and I had an even more difficult time getting it to go back on. So hopefully it'll be a little easier this time. There we go. Not too bad. So I marked the outside of the can. It's kind of difficult to see. I marked the outside of the can of where I want to clock to turn it. Alright, so now that as that sits in the vehicle, the wires should go a little more to the side and allow this to sit a little tighter. Alright, so let's take a look at the pinions. I believe this was the factory one. I'm going to try the 30 just to see if we can even get it on there. I don't think it's going to go in. Oh, maybe. Alright, so it can physically get in there. Let's see if I can get a decent mesh on it, and then we'll go give it a try. Okay, so while fitting a aftermarket pinion on here, I was able to set a mesh with the 30-tooth pinion. However, the problem I'm having um, is the grub screw. You may want to consider using the factory grub screw. Let's see if we can hone in on it a little bit. So when we turn the wheels, you'll see the grub screw on the pinion is a little too big. It sticks out a little too much on the edge of this little plastic guard right here. So I'm gonna try the factory one and see if it'll sink in there a little more. It might be a side effect of pushing the mount as far out as it can go. You'll lose some clearance over here, so maybe even though the 30 tooth fits, um, it's probably not necessarily going to work unless we trim that, which I'm not necessarily opposed to. I feel like I could take a small portion of that out. Let me get this fitted, and then I'll come back and we'll explore what I was able to modify, or if I was able to get it to work at all. Okay, so looks like this pinion at this size is probably not going to work without modifying uh, the race, this plastic part where the bearing goes. So rather than modify this without a spare, I think I'm just going to back down a couple teeth and go to a 26 tooth. So we would be gearing up by 4 teeth. Let me get this in and we'll reset the mesh and then we'll give it a shot. Okay, so I was able to get the 26 tooth in with the correct gear mesh, as we can see by this accordion paper. And the grub screw doesn't rub on that plastic piece. So I think if we're looking to gear up a little bit, 26 is about the max on the 70 tooth spur without having to modify this plastic piece. I might order another one and just cut that section out just to see exactly how much debris gets kicked into here. So maybe it's still possible to go even more than 26 if we just modify this piece right here or get a shorter grub screw. Anyway, let me put this back together and we'll go test. Alright, we get everything buttoned back up. I guess quick recap is if you're interested, if you have the brushless upgrade or something like that, and you have the factory 72 spur, biggest you can go is probably 26 without any modification. So, like I said, I'm going to try to buy a replacement part of this plastic cover so that I can trim a piece of that off. I'm also going to look and see how much of that we actually need to run the vehicle. I know a lot of these buggy styles, sometimes all of this is open. You know, some of them don't have covers at all. They just have this support bracket. I'm going to look into that since this is based off of the X-Ray XB4. I'm going to see if there's, if the mount for the XB4 will work with this, and if there's a cover or something here, maybe even different pinions and spur gears. I'm going to play around with a calculator, RC speed calculator. I found I've converted it. I'll put a link in the description. And see if I can't figure out some sort of gearing based on what I have to get this thing to 40 miles an hour with a 3S pack. Alright guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, I don't have a whole lot of battery on this, but I thought it'd be cool to have a FPV style speed run. So I mounted the GoPro on the wing and I taped my phone with a GPS onto the body. So let's see how this works. We're running 3S on that E-Flight battery, 30C with I think it's a 60 or 80C burst, but we upped the pinion from 22 to 26. Let's see what we get. Alright, so it seems like it's a little too heavy for the wing. Let's put it on the back of the body, see what happens. Alright guys, so the experiment didn't work that great. However, if you can see this, that shows 42 miles an hour. I was able to hit max speed probably once or twice, so we got 42 on 3S with this buggy. It's the Spectrum Firma 85 amp ESC and a Red Cat 3800 kV motor, 3650 size can. Look at that, 42 with the 26 tooth pinion. So we picked up 11 miles an hour going up 4 teeth. Alright guys, thanks for watching.
Tim shows working on the treadmill while I take a bath.